Year 3. Today we're going to be looking at money again, the Australian money, but this time we're going to be looking at rounding the prices because, as I said in our lesson yesterday, we no longer have 1 and 2 cent pieces, even though prices in somewhere like the supermarket or in other shops might have prices that don't say the 5 cents. So we can't actually pay that amount for them because we don't have 1 and 2 cent coins. They were taken out of our currency in 1992. So we haven't had them for a very long time. But up until then, we used to pay the exact amount for whatever was asked for the item. So in our picture here, if we were buying a tin of spaghetti for 92 cents, we would count out the money for the 90 cents and then we would give them a 2 cent coin. These were dark, 1 and 2 cent coins were dark copper coloured, and you might have seen Mum or Dad might still have a couple around the house, but we very rarely see them anymore. So up until 1992, we were able to pay whatever the price was that was on the item. But after 1992, they took all of the 1 and 2 cent coins out of distribution, and they said that we're now going to round our money to the next 5 cents because that was the lowest number of coins that we could have. So when they lowered it, what that meant was that when we were paying for money, that when we were paying for something, we had to pay to the nearest 5 cents. Okay, so what that would look like on a number line up to $1 is that we could only pay from something that was 5 cents to 10 cents, 15 cents to 20 cents. So if we were buying a tin of spaghetti, we would go to 90 cents, 92 cents, and it would be there. And we would have to decide, is that closer to 90 cents or is it closer to 95 cents? And because 2 is closer to 90, then it gets rounded down to 90 cents. And I'll explain that better in a minute. Let's have a look at some other examples. If you're buying a tin of tuna for 94 cents, then that might look like right up here, very close to 95 cents. Okay, so it would actually be closer to 95 cents, so we would pay 95 cents for that. And even though we're paying only 1 cent more, it rounds itself off because in this case we got it for 90 cents, whereas in this case we're paying an extra cent. So it evens itself off. For 2-minute noodles, we have got 47 cents. So 47 would be between 45 and 50 and slightly closer to 45. So we would pay 45 cents for that one. And for the nuts at 86 cents, we would have between 85 and 90. And again, it's closer to the 85. 86 is closer to 85 than it is to the 90. There's 1 to go back to 85, but there's 4 to go up to 90 cents. So it's closer to round it to 85 cents. Let's have another look at what that looks like in our step-in problem. Okay, here we've got an eraser and it costs 99 cents. Now, if we were to pay with that using a credit card or a debit card, we would pay exactly what was shown on the price tag because we're not using money. Well, we are using money, but we're not using physical coins and dollars. Okay, so if you use a card to pay for something, you pay whatever the amount is, regardless of whether it's been rounded to 5 cents. However, if we're using cash, which is the notes and coins that we looked at yesterday, the price is rounded to the nearest 5 cents. So let's see how that works. If you buy more than one item, you still add them all together, okay? And you don't round it off to the nearest 5 cents until you've added all of the items together. So if you go to the supermarket and you buy 5 different things and they have all got different amounts of cents in them, you add them all together as they are. And then when you get to the end, you round to the nearest 5 cents after that. Okay, when there is only one item, then the total is rounded. Let's have a look at how that works. Now, this is a little bit different to rounding when we round to the nearest 10, because when we round to the nearest 10, we have the number 5 that sits in the middle. So the rule is that when we round to the nearest 10, all of the numbers below 5 get rounded down, all of the numbers above 5 get rounded up, and 5 itself gets rounded up as well. But we don't need to do that when we're rounding to the nearest 5 cents. And the reason for that is because there are only 4 ones that it could be. So between 15 and 20 cents, we've got 16 cents, 17 cents, 18 cents, and 19 cents. So these two at 16 and 17, they get rounded down, and these two at 18 and 19 get rounded up. Now, similarly, between 20 cents and 25 cents, 21 cents will get rounded down to 20 cents. 22 cents will get rounded down to 20 cents. 23 cents will get rounded up to 25 cents, and 24 cents will also get rounded up. So you can see we don't have a number that sits in the middle like in our 5s, where we have to decide which way to round it. We've got 2 numbers that will get rounded down and 2 numbers that get rounded up. So then the next question in the step-in problem is, if the price has a something in the ones place, round it up. Okay, so if the price has a 16, 17 in the 8th, so if the price has an 8 or a 9 or a 3 or a 4, we're going to round it one place up. To round it down, we will round it down if it has a 6 or a 7 or a 1 or a 2 in the ones place. Okay, this is quite a handy diagram. So if you get stuck later on in your work, come back to this one. You could even write the numbers in here in between to remind you, like I did on the last one. Okay, looking at our work for today, we have got our textbook with that diagram there showing you how to do that rounding. So come back to that if you need to. Okay, now first of all, you're going to round these single pieces off. So if you're paying cash and you're only buying one thing, how much would you pay? So you need to round that down or round it up. And then you need to add these prices together, 52 cents plus 24 cents. So the 2 and the 4 would be 6 cents. The 5 and the 2 is 7, so that would be 76 cents. And then how would you round 76 cents to the nearest 5? You'd round it down to 75 cents. So you would pay 75 cents. And there's room there for you to do all of your working out. Add up your numbers, work out what the total of the numbers is, and then round it to say what you would pay. Okay, add the prices together, then write how much you would pay with cash. You're doing exactly the same thing again, except these ones are going to be going over $1. So that's why you've got your $1 and something cents. Okay, when it's over $1, we still round it, but you're only looking at rounding the cents. We don't round any of the dollars. Okay, that's it for today. We're getting quite good at our money now. I hope that all makes sense for everyone. You're going to go and do pages 226 and 227.